Thanks everyone for joining the TradersPost monthly webinar. We host these on the first Tuesday of every new month, and we like to cover some of the things that we've launched in the previous month, answer any questions, and generally cover the platform as it evolves every month. The first thing that I want to cover is we made some improvements to our JSON parser for webhooks. So you'll notice if you send invalid JSON to TradersPost, you'll get some additional information about the syntax error. In this case, we're basically missing a closing double quote there. We also made some improvements to make the JSON parser a little bit more flexible. It's very common that users will forget. So if you add some JSON like this, they will very commonly forget these opening and closing curly brackets. So we basically made those optional, so that we try hard to make it easy and try to understand what the JSON is. But if there's a missing comma or a missing double bracket, there's really nothing we can do. All we can really do is surface the error and show it to the end user so that they could try to fix the error. The other thing that we improved, if you go to webhooks and click edit next to your webhook, you'll now see this new section under webhooks called notifications, and you can configure notifications for each webhook, or you can go to my account settings and you can configure account level settings, account level notifications. And in addition to that, we exposed this new checkbox called notify failures only. And basically this just allows you to only be notified when something fails. So if you were to send an invalid webhook, or we submitted an order to a broker and the broker failed, you would only be notified when something goes wrong, as opposed to getting a notification email for every single webhook and every single trade, even the ones that are successful. So in the past, people would, set up filters in their email so they can only see the failed ones. But now you can just check this in TradersPost and you'll only be notified when something goes wrong. A few other improvements related to webhooks. If you click view to view a webhook, the copy button here now actually copies the webhook URL without you having to press Control-C. Just clicking copies copies the webhook URL directly into your computer's clipboard. And then you can go paste that webhook URL into TradingView a little bit easier. So a few other things that are allowed in the JSON. Sometimes people will use single quotes instead of double quotes. We improved the JSON parser to work with both single quotes and double quotes. Previously, having a trailing comma in your JSON would also cause a JSON parse error, and that is no longer the case. So you can have these trailing commas. Most people, if you're already set up, you're not going to encounter these issues. These are mostly improvements for new users that are getting started with the platform, where they make these common mistakes. And instead of these common mistakes resulting in an error, we try to make it as flexible as possible without erroring. Let's see, what else did we improve? The same thing on strategy subscriptions. If you click edit, there's this notification section. You can configure notifications. You can turn on failures only. But in my case, I have account level notifications, so there's no real need to configure it in multiple places. You can just configure it at your account level, and that way every webhook you create, every strategy subscription you create will use those account level settings. Some other changes on the webhook page. When you do have a failed webhook, we show some additional information here to try to help you understand that you have to send valid JSON to TradersPost in order for us to understand the order instructions. A lot of times people will send us just a string of text that says buy Tesla. And it's not in a structured format that TradersPost can understand. So just want to say that again. It's very important that you send structured JSON. The syntax has to be as exact as possible in order for TradersPost to extract the instructions, like are we buying, are we selling, what ticker, what quantity, what price. And if it's not in a valid syntax, you'll get these errors in your webhook, and you'll get notified whenever you have an error. Other improvements, when you click send request, previously this was a send button, and now clicking confirm will allow you to kind of see what the JSON looks like before it gets sent to the webhook. So this kind of would allow you to experiment a little bit. So I can say, well, I want it to be a quantity of 2. I want there to be a take profit. I want it to be a 5% take profit. And I click confirm, and now you can see what that JSON looks like. So this is useful for just being able to kind of generate what the JSON would look like from a simple, easy to use form. If we click cancel, we can change this up a little bit. Let's do a stop market, stop loss, and let's do a relative stop loss amount. So it'll be a $20 stop loss. Click confirm. Now you can see that the stop loss field is there, and it's populated with a $20 stop market stop loss. Some other changes that we made were to the pricing. We now introduced a starter plan for $49. The basic plan is still by far the most popular plan, but we've gotten a lot of feedback from customers that they need an easier way to get started and test with a live broker. So you're only allowed to have one live broker and one strategy subscription with the starter plan. So that can allow you to kind of get started with one strategy subscription. And if you need to upgrade, you can upgrade to the basic plan to get 6 paper brokers and 5 strategy subscriptions. You get live auto submit with all paid plans. The starter plan only has community support, so you don't get email, phone, or phone support. So you'd have to upgrade to the basic, pro, or premium plan to get email and phone support. And then additionally, you only have the ability to share strategies with other people if you're on the pro plan or above. Let's see. I covered the notifications and strategy subscriptions. And some other things that we added relatively recently was the ability to send your take profit and stop loss with your signal. So previously you could only configure this in the strategy subscription, but if you want to send, let me undo this here. If you want to send a take profit with your entry signal, you can send JSON that looks like this. So assume that you are entering, you want to buy Tesla at $100. And if you send a take profit object with a limit price of 110, this will basically submit a conditional order along with the entry order that becomes active as soon as the market buy for the entry is filled. And you'll already have that take profit order in your broker with a limit price of 110. And the same thing applies for a stop loss. If you want to send your stop loss directly in your entry signal instead of configuring it on the TradersPost side, you could put a $95 stop loss in there. And this would basically result in 3 orders: an entry price, an entry order at $100, and a take profit at 110, and a stop loss at 95. Let's see some other things that we improved recently. We launched full support for futures. So futures are fully available now, and they're out of beta. And we launched over 100 see. We launched over 100 futures tickers. So you'll see now we have 111 futures tickers available. Basically all the futures tickers that TradeStation supports, TradersPost will now support. So you can run strategies on commodities like corn and oil and copper and even the index futures like the S&P 500 futures or NASDAQ futures, etc. So we have the ability to trade stocks, futures, and options now from within TradersPost. Futures currently are only supported with TradeStation. We definitely plan on adding more brokers in the future. And options are supported with TD Ameritrade and TradeStation. And then all of the brokers that we have today support stocks. So that's more or less all I wanted to cover today. Does anyone have any questions or anything else they'd like me to cover? No questions? All right. Well, if there are no other questions, I think we can call it a wrap for today. Again, we do these on the first Tuesday of every new month, and we do record these and we post it in the webinars channel in Discord. If you want to join our Discord community, just go to the TradersPost.io website and click community. And it's the first link at the top of the page called Discord. And that pretty much covers it. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.